I'm Erin, and thank you for joining me in our communal space, in my house and your house. It's nice that we can be here together to do some yoga and cultivate some tools for stress reduction. So today, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm being called to talk about this, that we all know clearly this is not a normal time. But I've seen on social media, people kind of feeling like they should be doing something with this time. Now, some people are still working virtually and things are still kind of a little bit, as much as it can be, business as usual. There are some people who find themselves with more time on their hands being out of work and stuck in the home. And I just want to point out that this isn't like you just got a few weeks vacation handed to you, because what's going on right now is a collective trauma. So the root word of trauma means an injury, and right now, collectively, globally, we are all experiencing trauma, maybe on a level that I've never seen in my lifetime, at least. And when that happens, you may find that you can't operate as you normally would if you were just given time to do nothing. You may need to rest. You may be really tired. Your body is processing this trauma on a cellular level, and it may need things from you that it doesn't normally. And that is okay. So while this is a collective experience that everyone is going through, it's not comparative. So you may see that some people are like painting their house and doing all of these things, and that's their way of processing. Maybe you have days where you need to clean everything and it makes you feel like, okay, this is something I can control and I feel better now. I have this energy I need to burn off. There may be days when you feel like you can't get out of bed and all you want to do is eat macaroni and cheese and ice cream. And so I bring this up to encourage you to be really gentle with yourself at this time, to give yourself permission, and to check in on an at least daily basis, if not more frequently than that. We're going to start with a meditation that goes through, in yoga, there are these layers of the body called koshas. And we're not going to stick specifically with the koshas, but there's this theory that we are complex beings, right? That we're not just the physical, we're not just the mental. We have emotions too. There's a energetic layer to our experience and a spiritual one. So we'll do a meditation to check in with all these different parts of ourselves, and I encourage you to do that every day, or maybe it has to be 3 times a day, and give yourself space to be however you are. This is what yoga teaches us, that it's a union of the body, the mind, and the spirit. It's a union with ourselves, finding a wholeness in who we are, and allowing ourselves, not just allowing, but also accepting ourselves as we are, without wanting things to be different or thinking we should be some other kind of way, or comparing our yoga pose to the person next to us or what we see in a magazine or on TV. So let's get started. So you'll come to a comfortable seat wherever you are. If you can sit with your legs crossed like this, then you can sit cross-legged, but I know this isn't available to everyone. So if this isn't comfortable for you, you can sit in any way that is, or please feel free to lay down if sitting up feels like it's a lot right now. If you're seated, you'll shift your weight to one side and pull the flesh out from under that sitting bone, and then do it on the other side. So you're moving that extra upholstery out of the way so that you could ground down more evenly in your seat. And then here, please close your eyes. Feel the parts of your body that are on the ground and allow them to get heavy. If you're sitting, you'll take the sitting bones back behind you so that you're more towards the fronts of the sitting bones rather than scooping the tailbone under and rounding in the lower back. Then as you inhale, lengthen your spine. Take the crown of the head up towards the sky and take your shoulders back and down. You can glide your hands back on your thighs until your elbows are just under your shoulders. And draw your shoulder back to the physical body again. And once again, feel the parts of yourself that are on the ground and let these parts get heavy. You could even imagine that you are growing roots deep and wide into the earth beneath you. Then you can ask your body, or you could just check in to see, how does the body feel today? What was the quality of sleep last night? Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling restless? Are there aches and pains? Are there areas of discomfort? If you ask your body, how do you feel today? Do you get an answer? What shows up? And you may feel silly doing this, thinking of your body as something separate from yourself. But sometimes it's surprising what we find when we take this time to check in. And then whatever you do find, so if your low back hurts, or if you're feeling really groggy, can you allow it to be as it is without trying to change it or wishing it was different? And then bring your awareness to your mind and notice the quality of your thoughts today. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are the thoughts coming from a negative place? Is there a lot of fear? Are the thoughts moving slow? Are they moving fast? Can you let your thoughts be whatever they are? And begin to practice letting them drop. So we don't change the thoughts and the mind won't stop thinking. This is a misconception of meditation, that you get to a place where you don't think anymore. It's not true. Meditation is simply noticing that the thoughts are there and not attaching to them. So you could think about the thought sinking down to the bottom of a lake or breezing by like a cloud in the sky. And then notice how you're feeling emotionally. Is there a lot of grief today? Are you sad? Are you angry? Maybe you're in a place where you're still doing an essential job and going out into the world and risking your own health and the health of your families. Maybe you're in a position where you're feeling bored, you're feeling really caught up in your own experience instead of the collective. That's okay too. What do you find when you check in emotionally? And then this next one is more subtle. We'll call this the energetic body, but you can tap into it by thinking of it as your breath or thinking of it as your nervous system. Are you feeling really wired? Is the breath short and shallow? Or are you feeling more calm and steady? Are you feeling a collective heaviness? Or can you still tap into a lightness of being? There's no right or wrong answer. We're just noticing these different layers, exploring the self as we turn inward. And then here, please place your dominant hand over your heart and the other hand on top of it, and let your breath fill up the space underneath your hands. check in with the space of your heart. And here we connect to something greater than ourselves. It could be God or a higher power, the divine, however you like to think of it. You can connect to a feeling of gratitude or compassion. Or you remember a time when something just took your breath away. Being out in the beauty of nature, a view that just eclipsed everything else and made you feel like you were one with the world, maybe the night sky. And breathe into that. Breathe into this knowingness that we are supported, that we're supported by each other, our community, the collective, that we are all in this together. That at the end of the day, regardless of what our individual beliefs are, that we all want the same things. We all want to be healthy. We all want the safety of our families, of our futures. And then bring your hands together in front of your heart. And I invite you to set an intention for your practice today, an individual intention. Maybe it's to remember to check in with yourself. Maybe it's to give yourself permission to rest when you're tired. Maybe it's to try to stay calm, to turn down the nervous system, to move out of this collective feeling of terror and anxiety. And then we'll set a collective intention, sending love, light, prayers, energy to all of those in need who are suffering. All of those who are sick, who have loved ones who are sick, who are risking their lives to care for the sick, or going out in the world to do these essential jobs. We can dedicate our practice to them. And then we'll begin our class today with 3 cleansing breaths. Take a deep breath in through your nose, sigh it out through your mouth. 2 more like that. And then gently bow your head to your heart. Release your hands, open your eyes, and come to all fours. You'll come to a tabletop position on your mat or a carpet. If you don't have a carpet, I would use a blanket or something under your knees. And then you'll see that your knees are just under your hips, maybe slightly behind. Bring your wrists under your shoulders, but you could take your hands a little wider than you think. And then look at your index fingers and make sure that they are parallel to one another. So sometimes you have to dial your hands out to find this. Now, relax. Toes can tuck under or point straight back. And find your breath. Feel the connection to your breath before moving into your body. Once you have that, on an inhale, lift your sitting bones, your tailbone rises. You soften the belly, melt the heart, take your gaze up. So you arch your back. As you exhale, round through your back, lengthen the tailbone down, draw the belly in, pull your rib cage back, chin to your chest. This is called cat-cow. We'll flow here. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale and round. Do a couple more rounds like this. The next inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Then take your hands a little forward of your shoulders and a little wider than they were before. And we're going to move through some big hip circles here. So you'll take your hips back and over towards your right heels, swing them over towards your left, up towards your left wrist, over towards your right. This is sometimes called marauding bear. And you could imagine that you are a bear coming out of hibernation. Just slowly waking up the body. You can close your eyes. Who cares what this looks like? No one can see you anyway. And instead, feel into your body. Where are the parts of the body that are tight, where movement isn't as free? Where are the parts that are hypermobile? The next time you come back through center, you'll change directions and then notice how this side feels. It might be very different. Come back through center and walk your hands back in, so you're back in your regular tabletop. From here, you'll bring your weight into your right hand. Inhale, sweep your left arm up, so you're twisting open. Then as you exhale, you're going to thread the needle. The left arm comes under the right. You lay down on your shoulder and bring your left ear to the ground. If this isn't available to you, you could prop your head up. You could use a pillow under your head if it doesn't come to the ground. And then try to keep your hips level and keep your belly button facing down towards the earth. Relax where you can. Yoga is a balance of effort and ease. Then press your right hand down. Inhale, sweep the left arm back up to the sky. And exhale, left hand to the earth. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. Take the right arm under the left, come down onto your shoulder, bring your right ear to the ground. You can relax your left hand down. Level out the hips, keep the navel facing down towards the earth. Take a few breaths here. Press your left hand down. Inhale, sweep the right arm up, open up the chest, and exhale, release. Now take your knees wide, your big toes together. Send your hips back towards your heels. Walk your hands out, bring your forehead to the ground, or you could stack your fists and bring your forehead here if it doesn't reach. This is child's pose. Here, allow yourself to relax as much as you can. And if this shape really doesn't work on your body, you can lay down on your back and hug your knees into your chest. Here, please bring your awareness to your heart center, to the space right behind your heart. And imagine that right behind the space of the heart is a little door. You can open the door and allow the breath to flow in and out through the heart as if a warm breeze was blowing into an open window in your house. As you breathe this way, imagine that the breath cleanses the energetic heart. That it clears out any spaces that have been unoccupied. I always envision this as kind of like a breeze coming into an attic and clearing out the cobwebs, bringing life back into those areas of our hearts that we can close off. And inhale, walk your hands back in. Come back to sit in a cross-legged position and change the cross of your legs. So however you sat the first time, you'll just do the opposite. And if you don't remember, do the way that feels a little weird. Then bring your hands down beside you. Come up onto your fingertips, like you had cupcakes under your hands and you don't want to squish them. And then press into the ground. Take the shoulder blades onto the back of your heart. Keep your left hand rooted and inhale your right arm up. Root down through your hips. Inhale, lengthen through your side body, and exhale, reach out and over to the left. You'll keep pressing down through the right sitting bone and making space from your hip to your ribs, from your ribs to your armpit, from your armpit out through your fingertips. And then maybe you reach over a little further. Some of you may have a lot of flexibility and can come down onto your forearm. This is not necessary. It's all about finding your edge in your body. Your body is different from mine. It's different from everyone else's. And only you know how it feels. I don't know how your body feels. So this is the part of yoga where we're really honoring our own body, connecting to ourself. Inhale back through center and exhale, release your right hand down. Inhale your left arm up. Press down through your sitting bones, so you root down, then you inhale, rise up and lengthen, exhale, reach out and over to the right. Keep the left sitting bone rooted. It wants to lift up. Keep it planted. Your gaze could be down towards the ground. It could be straight out towards me. It could be up under your arm, whatever feels best. This side may be different. Maybe you come down onto the elbow. Maybe that's too far. Breathe. Inhale back through center and exhale, release. Bring your hands to your knees and let's do some hip circles here. So you'll just circle your torso in one direction. And you could think about, so maybe you close your eyes for this and think about the movement first coming from your hips. So you're circling from low in the hips and you feel your belly moving back and forward. And then the more you circle, then you start to move the circle from the shoulders instead, from your chest. And you notice how this changes the pose, that where we rest our attention, whether it's in our bodies or in our lives, that this matters, that it changes our experience. Now you'll slowly begin to spiral back up to center, and then you'll change directions. At first, notice what this feels like when you move from your hips, when you're moving from your pelvis, when you rest your awareness down low in your body. Then draw the awareness up and start to circle from your shoulders, from your heart. Does it feel different? Maybe it feels different in the body. Maybe it's energetically different. Then slowly spiral back up to center. We'll move through a little twisting flow here. So hands down by your sides again. This time turn your palms up. As you inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, twist to the left. Bring your gaze out over your left shoulder. Your right hand comes to your left knee. Keep the navel facing forward and then inhale, sweep the arms up and exhale, twist to the other side. We'll flow here. Inhale up, exhale, twist. Moving with your breath. Inhale to rise, exhale, twist. Move with your breath. The next time you twist to the right, you'll inhale back to center. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Just take a moment to pause here. As you pause, you just feel the difference in your body. Feel the beating of your own heart. And feel your lungs fill with breath. I keep doing this practice when I get scared. Keep doing this practice to feel that I'm healthy, that I can breathe, that it is safe for me to breathe. To be grateful for this breath. And then from here, you'll come to lay down on your back. Bring the soles of your feet together and your knees wide in Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Then relax the body as much as you can down to the ground. Relax your tongue in your mouth, moving the tongue away from the roof of your mouth, away from the back of the teeth, and letting it get heavy and wide on the lower palate. Then feel your face and relax all of the little muscles in your face, the squinting muscles of the eyes, the furrowing muscles of the brow. Relax your jaw and your cheeks. Now soften the belly. You can feel the belly gently rise and fall as you breathe. But see if you could do this without a lot of effort. So instead, you're just allowing yourself to be breathed. Inhale your knees back up to center. Cross your right ankle over the top of your left thigh. Pick up your left foot and interlace your hands behind your left thigh, halfway between the back of your knee and your sitting bone. Flex your feet. Bring the awareness to the top of your right thigh and press it gently away from your body. Take your shoulders back and down. Keep the space of the heart open. And maybe you send your breath down into your hip. So you send the prana, the energy of the breath, into your hip. The hips are like the emotional junk drawers of the body. So there may be a feeling that arises, an emotion that comes to the surface. Notice whatever comes up for you, whether it's a thinking pattern, whether it's a feeling in the physical body, whether it's an emotion. Our yoga practice is a space we hold for ourselves, to allow ourselves to just be as we are. Release the clasp of your hands, bring your left foot to the ground. Uncross your right leg. Now your feet are parallel, sitting bone or hip distance apart. Take your arms out into cactus so that they're bent at the elbows. Your elbows in line with your shoulder. Your wrist is over your elbow. Shoulder blades are on the ground. Then pick up your hips, move them an inch to the left, bring them back down, drop your knees to the right, and gaze out over the left shoulder. Inhale back through center, bring your hips back to the middle of the mat. And second side here, cross the left ankle over the top of the right thigh. Pick up your right foot, interlace your hands behind your thigh, so halfway between the back of the knee and the sitting bone, right in the belly of your hamstrings. Press your thigh into your hands hug back into your thigh. Flex the feet, press the left thigh bone. The movement comes from the hip joint here as the knee moves away from the body. Then relax your shoulders back and down. When we give ourselves this time on our mat to be in our bodies, to stay with our breath, to notice our emotions, we can begin to explore what's behind the breath, what's underneath the busyness of our lives, what parts of ourselves have been there all of the time but maybe haven't gotten the attention or the space that they need. How can we tend to ourselves? How can we tend to our own hearts? What is it that we need today in this moment to take care of ourselves? Unless we can do this for ourselves, we certainly cannot do it for anyone else. And right now, we all need each other. Just by staying home, we're taking care of each other. Release the clasp of your hands. Bring your right foot down, then your left. Take your arms out to cactus or a T. Pick up your hips, move them an inch to the right. Bring your knees to the left as you twist. Gaze out over your right shoulder. Inhale, knees back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug here. Then take your knees wide. Bring the soles of your feet up towards the sky. You can grab the pinky toe edges of your feet. You could wrap your arms around the backs of your thighs, or you could grab onto your calves or to your ankles for happy baby. Knees draw down towards the earth. And if your hips are very open, maybe you start to move the sitting bones down towards the ground to find a natural curve in the low back. You could rock side to side like you're a happy baby, enamored with your own feet. Hug your knees back into your chest, roll to your right side, and make your way up to sit. Does everybody have a couple of pillows, or could you grab a couple of pillows? If you have a yoga bolster that looks like this, that's even better, but I'm assuming that not everyone has like a mini yoga studio in their house. So instead, you could take a couple of pillows from your bed or your couch and bring them onto your mat. Just stack them up. And if you don't have pillows at all, I can show you how to do this without them, so don't panic, okay? So you'll come to sit with your whichever hip. My right hip is up against the pillows to show you on this side. Doesn't matter which side you do first. Your legs are going to be in mermaid, which looks like this. So your front leg that's by the pillows, the shin is parallel to the side of the mat, and the knee points towards the pillows. And then your back leg, same thing. So the knees are going this way, the feet are going that way. If this doesn't work for your body, this shape, then you could just have the legs stacked or splayed, okay? This is a restorative pose. So now you'll take an inhale, lengthen, exhale, bring your hands to frame the pillows. So you're twisting, and then you'll just come to lay down. And you'll bring your head in the same direction as your knees. If you need a little more support for your head, you could always wrap your arms underneath and hug the pillows like this. You want to be comfortable. You may need to, I don't know, use another one underneath even. And if you don't have any pillows, you could do this on your forearms, like this, and just let your head hang. So this is more of a yin way to do this pose rather than restorative. And then wherever you are, see if you could let go here. We're going to be here for a length of time. You may find that at some point you are called to twist deeper, and you could lift your torso, turn your gaze in the opposite direction, and come down on the other ear. In restorative poses, we practice in a passive way. There's nothing for you to do. This can be challenging. You may find that the mind starts to be overactive and telling you, I should be doing something different. This is a waste of time. The more that we can practice dropping into a space where the possibility of relaxation can occur, the more apt we'll be to be able to calm our nervous systems when they're overactivated in our daily lives. So here, allow the props beneath you to support you and let go of any resistance, any tension. Relax your tongue. Relax your jaw. Let the whole body soften. On your next inhale, you'll start to walk your hands in and switch sides. You can just pivot on your mat. Bring the other thigh up to your bolster configuration. Find the same shape of your legs that you did on the first side. Inhale, lengthen. Bring your hands to frame your bolsters or pillows. Exhale as you start to come down onto your belly, resting on one ear. Here, actively give yourself permission. You could even say, I give myself permission to rest. I give myself permission to feel this grief that's been bubbling up inside of me. I give myself permission to feel angry. I give myself permission to simply be, to relax. You can use a visualization here that on every inhale, your lungs fill with a golden white cleansing light. And with every exhale, you let go of anything that's not in alignment with your highest self. Begin to deepen your breath, and on your next inhale, walk your hands in. From here, we'll come into Shavasana. You could use your pillows underneath your knees. So you could come down onto your back with the support underneath your knees, your arms down by your sides with your palms face up. Take your shoulder blades underneath you a little bit more so that you find that you're resting on the middle knuckle of your hands. See if there's anything you could do or change so that you could find a little more ease and comfort in your body. If there's any other stretch that you find that you need, please feel free to take it. Imagine that you're being gently held and enveloped by the earth, that Mother Earth herself is holding you here. Know that as you rest, your energy is being replenished, cleansed. You can let go of anything that happened before this moment. Anything that's yet to come today. You can let go of the unknown, this fear of not knowing what the world will look like or where we are heading. Surrender it all to the earth and allow yourself to surrender into Shavasana. Begin to call your awareness back to your breath. Deepen your inhalations and let the breath fill the space of your body. Soften your exhalations. Complete exhale as you breathe out. Bring movement back into the body as you start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And stretch in any way that your intuition guides. Draw your knees into your chest. And in your own time, knowing that you could stay in Shavasana if you don't want to come out yet. Otherwise, you'll roll to your right and make your way back up to find a comfortable seat. Once you arrive, close your eyes. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Take a moment to honor yourself for your practice today, to honor your light, this divine light that's in each one of us, this place of calm and stillness that we can return to again and again if we just remember to come home to ourselves. We honor that in ourselves, and we honor that in each other. We honor that in the whole world, in every human being. Call back your intention, your personal intention, our collective intention, and we'll end our class with 3 cleansing breaths, sealing in our intentions for today. Take a breath in through your nose, sigh it out through your mouth. 2 more. And then gently bow your head to your heart. The light within me recognizes and honors this very same light in each one of you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for your practice. I'll unmute you now. If anyone wants to say hi, you don't have to. And then our next class, I think it might not be until Saturday. My dog is Oliver needs surgery. He's got a little it's a big cancerous tumor on his side, so he's had this scheduled for a while, and I just feel like it needs to come off, even though almost everything else is shut down. But so I don't know if I'm going to be able to teach before then. I might just take time for myself. But please just check in with I'll post on social media, or I will just update the website. So just check back there for classes. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your day. It was so nice to spend the morning with you.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you, Erin and Oliver. Yes, thank you. All right, bye, guys.
Hugs to Oliver.
Thank you. My poor old man.
Oh. See you Saturday, Erin.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Look, Amanda, here's my house cardigan.
Nice.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Bye, Clem.